Okay, question for you. Does your camera fly? That may sound strange, but actually some cameras now do fly, including this Polaroid camera. Now sadly my camera doesn't fly, and so I need to find an easier alternative. Hey guys, Matt here from MrLeica.com. So as the title of this video suggests, I need to get my camera higher without the aid of wings or parachutes or drones. For that reason, I'm going to use a tripod. Okay, wait, before you click the off button, I can see your mouse hovering. Bear with me. I've learnt more in the last 2 months about tripods and getting more from my photography kit than in probably the last 15 years. And so I'm going to cover those aspects in this quick video. So the first problem I noticed was I couldn't get the photos I was seeing with my eyes because my tripods couldn't get the camera to eye level. This has been a real problem in the last 3 or 4 trips when I've been taking tripods. And so what I've had to do is do the obvious and buy, yes, a bigger tripod. So the tripod, you can see that at eye level is now my new tripod, and I'm going to be using this wherever possible because I can now get the photos that I see with my eyes. I don't know if you're the same, comment below, but I often find that I'm seeing a lot higher than my kit will allow me to photograph. So as you can see from my fake bush example here, I can now get my camera above the wall or the building so I can then photograph what I'm seeing with my eyes. Now the question is, what is the right tool for the job? So if I'm flying overseas, I'm going to need small compact tripods. Those are normally 4-section legs, as you can see from this one, and they often have the inverted inner section, so like the ball head's inverted between the legs. That orange one is a 3-section, and both of those will fit in my Wotan Craft 18-litre rucksack, as you can see here. Now they're great, but they're just not tall enough for when I want to see at eye level. For that reason, I wanted a bigger tripod for when I'm not going by air, and for that you can either use like an old-fashioned metal Manfrotto like the one at the top, or you can get a carbon fibre version, which is what we're looking at in this video. So those are my 4 options. So if you're looking to get high for a more enjoyable experience, this was my approach. So this was me actually in Chroma last week, and I was trying to do a compression shot down the beach with a long lens, and then I needed to do a slow shutter speed so I could try to blur the waves and have the pier as like a sharp amongst like the blurry waves, if that makes sense. So I set up my travel tripod. Everything was good. I was using a 180mm lens on my Nikon FM3A. And then again, what I was seeing with my eyes, I just couldn't repeat because my tripod wasn't high enough. So purely for this video, I carried not 1 tripod but 2 tripods for this entire trip, just so I could kind of demonstrate in real world situations the difference between a travel tripod and a full height kind of high performance heavy duty tripod. And so now, as you can see, with a DSLR or SLR or mirrorless camera, it's exactly at eye height. It's actually slightly higher, so I could actually have it slightly lower. Feet and legs. Now, you know I'm a model of tripod, but in this example we're talking about tripod feet and legs. Now I've always used the rubber feet on all the tripods that I've got, but the new tripod that I just bought comes with like proper deep spikes and rubber feet, so you can pick one or the other. For outdoor use, spikes are absolutely amazing because, as you'd expect, they jab into the floor and then it stops any slippage. I've had problems with my other cameras where as I push stuff down, the legs move. Now another thing that's an addition for this tripod, which I've never used before, is a bowl head. So this means I can twist the hook at the bottom and get slight movement, which means I don't then need a ball head and a bowl head. So the ball head's only on for additional movement, but for doing like portraits and things, I won't need the ball head at all. In addition to the bowl head, which is part of the tripod, I've then bought a rotating plate, which means that's pretty much all I need then for my portrait stuff. I'll show you as we get into the video. Okay, let me show you a bit more from the actual in the field photography. So you can see me with my spot meter metering the scene. I'm using my normal standard lightweight travel tripod, which is a 4-section carbon tripod made by Zombie. I think that's how you say it. I can put some links below. It's great if you need a really small kit, but as you can see, if you're 6 foot, it's not ideal because you're just going to get backache if you're kind of waiting for half an hour for the correct wave to break over the rocks or whatever. As you can see, I was using my new tripod with it extended and then just walking with it on my shoulder. That's a really fast way to, especially with 4x5 cameras, keep your camera set up, have it on the legs, and then just rest on your shoulder while you walk. This was me finishing an 8-hour pre-breakfast shoot, and I had both the tripods with me and a fair amount of other kit, which you'll see in another video. So there you can see the height difference between my previous two tripods, which is the black one and the orange one on the left, and then my new tripod on the right. It's so sturdy, you can actually lean on it if you're kind of getting tired waiting for a particular shot. And if you want to make it even more stable, you can actually hook your camera bag on like you can on many other cameras with a hook that comes with the tripod. Okay, bonus tip for you. So with 4x5 cameras or any kind of cameras, the tripod plate that normally comes with a normal tripod head is a standard small plate like this. Now the problem is if you use a really long lens or have a really big camera setup, it's normally not centered, the weight's not centered over the tripod. So what I did is I bought a longer tripod base, a quick release plate, and that means I can then center the weight of the camera over the center of the tripod, and this gives me a much more stable setup. Okay, sometimes you might also need to get low, such as in this example. Better be quiet. So for macro and things in the woods, sometimes you'll need tripods to, again, do longer exposures. So what you'll find if you use a more traditional tripod, or maybe one you've had for some years, they often have a center column which you can't remove. So as you can see in this example, it's completely useless because you can't get the camera low enough to the floor. Now luckily with most new tripods, especially the one I've just got, because there's no center column, you can get these cameras really low to the ground on these legs, even though they're really long legs, and so it gives you both super high and super low. The maker, as I mentioned, is Artcise, and the model is AS80C. There is one even taller, but this was the right height for me, and you can obviously get much smaller ones for anybody that's more grounded, slightly shorter. I'll be using this with my long lenses, but mostly with my 4x5 cameras. Thanks for watching, and as always, a thanks to my amazing patrons.